So Dan, you recently went to go see the most recent God of War game.
Yes, God of War Ascension.
Okay, so tell me that they gave you all sorts of crazy, cool, single-player information about what the story is going to be about, how God of War 3 continues into 4, all of that stuff.
It's basically what people wanted to see. Like, they teased us. They made it seem like it was going to be a single-player thing, and they showed, like, Kratos fighting a Cyclops, and you saw, like, another guy come in, and it's like, oh, it's a co-op, thing. But it turns out it's just that we didn't see anything as single-player. In fact, the only mention was they said that there was going to be a single player. So we know nothing other than it's a prequel, obviously.
Okay.
So yeah, we just saw multiplayer.
Is it the kind of thing where it's like, there will be a single player thing, but the focus is going to be multiplayer?
No, it just seems like they want to make multiplayer a big deal with this, but I think, single player is still going to be as substantial as it has been in the past. I think he may have even said that it was comparable in length and scope and everything to the previous God of Wars, so
okay.
Don't worry about that.
What was sort of the general consensus about the addition of a multiplayer aspect to me? I mean, God of War has been one of the sort of flagship franchises for advocating like single player games are still alive and well,
I mean, it certainly wasn't like they showed that video and it was just met with rousing applause. It's just more of like, it's an interesting way to come out of the gate with this game. And it doesn't look bad, but then again, we didn't really see enough of it to really make that call. I hope it's fun. I love God of War, and I like multiplayer gaming if it's done right. But I, have my reservations about third-person action games. It's tougher to do than something like a Call of Duty or something. And obviously, Sony put some really good teams on these games. I mean, they have not made a misstep, with the 3 core ones, and both the portable ones are great too. I have faith in Sony, but it maybe wasn't the best way to come out of the gate.
For me personally, it just seems like adding multiplayer to the series is a profoundly terrible idea.
Is it kind of how you felt about BioShock 2, where it's like, we don't need this, we don't need multiplayer?
Yeah, exactly. A lot of publishers are sort of wrestling with the best way to handle the okay, we want people to keep our games, we want people to keep playing our games, so what kind of content do we give them to keep them coming back?
Yeah, who is enjoying these tacked-on multiplayer modes? I mean, you play games like, I remember, I don't know why Prey is first to come to mind, but Prey had multiplayer. Who's playing Prey multiplayer? I think Singularity had multiplayer. It's like, Singularity was a fun game to blow through single player, but no one's playing multiplayer on that.
Yeah, and that isn't necessarily to say that this is going to be a tacked-on mode.
No.
But I'm sure we're not alone in that sort of fear, especially given God of War's reputation in the single-player arena. God of War is really known for its approach to these cinematic moments. Do you see any sort of big epic cinematic element making its way into the multiplayer game?
About the only thing I saw was in the background of this whole fight on the stage is Polyphemus. He's from Homer's Odyssey. He's like the son of Poseidon. He's a big guy with one eye.
Okay.
And he's pissed off and he's got chains and stuff and he's just doing a lot of this in the background the whole time. Eventually, when you're winning and your team kind of convenes there, and a bunch of the team throws these chained blades at the eye, and they all go into the thing's eye, and they pull him by his eye close to the thing, and then one person goes up and cuts down his mouth. Yeah, I mean, that seemed like something you would see in a single player, but it definitely seemed like just the stinger on the end of a multiplayer match.
Well, hey, thanks for chatting.
Yeah, let's hang out on a bridge more often.